Hey there, fifth graders, and welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to dive right into an incredible adventure today to figure out exactly how our amazing planet actually works. Have you ever looked up at the sky and wondered why it's pouring rain one day and then absolutely perfectly sunny the next? Or why some parts of the world are freezing cold while others are just baking hot? Well, we're going to unlock those mysteries right now by looking at Earth's moods, what we call the sun, weather, and climate. So let's jump right in.
Okay, to start off, I want you to picture something kind of hilarious in your mind. Imagine a giant, fierce T-Rex. You got it? Now imagine that exact same T-Rex trying to squeeze its tiny little arms into a massive puffy winter coat. It sounds totally ridiculous, right? Well, here's a crazy secret from history. During the age of the dinosaurs, they absolutely did not need winter coats. No way. Why? Because there literally were no polar ice caps at all on our planet back then. We're going to find out exactly why that is in just a minute. Now, real quick, before we fire up the time machine to visit those giant reptiles, I just want to mention that this explainer is proudly produced by Waqas Ahmed Shah. He's an educator and an AI agents and automation builder for educators, traders, and startups, based all the way over in the wonderful city of Karachi, Pakistan. So, here's our exciting roadmap for today. We're going to explore the sun's daily magic, figure out the difference between weather and climate, and then take a really long journey back in time to survive the ice ages. All right, let's kick things off with our first big mystery, the daily weather magic. If you look up at the sky on a clear day, there it is, right? The giant glowing sun. But how does this big ball of gas actually create our weather down here on the ground? Well, it all happens in a giant chain reaction. Step 1, the sun pours down heat and light onto the earth. Step 2, all that heat warms up the air, and that warm air actually starts to move around. And step 3, that moving air is exactly what creates our weather. Wind, rain, fog, snow, even those massive thunderstorms, they're all caused by the sun keeping the air in our atmosphere moving constantly. It's like a giant engine. Now, that brings us to a really important question. What exactly is the difference between weather and climate? The easiest way to think about it is like a mood. First, you have weather. Weather is like your mood today. It's what's happening right outside your window this very second. Maybe it's stormy, maybe it's bright and sunny. That is weather. But then you have climate. Climate is more like the Earth's overall personality or mood over many, many years. So while weather changes day by day or even hour by hour, climate is the big picture over a really long period of time. Which perfectly sets us up for our next chapter, Earth's incredibly long journey. 4 billion. That is a 4 with 9 zeros after it. That is how many years ago our planet Earth formed. 4 billion years is just a mind-blowing amount of time. And because it's been around for so long, Earth's overall climate has had plenty of time to change pretty drastically. If we trace that massive timeline, you'll see that Earth hasn't always felt the way it does today. Since it formed 4,000 million years ago, it's been both way hotter and way colder than it is right now. So let's zoom in on a couple of those extreme moods, starting with our dinosaur friends. Remember that T-Rex in a winter coat we talked about earlier? Well, here is why that visual is so funny. Back in the age of the dinosaurs, the Earth was going through a super hot mood. For real, during this entire time, there were no polar ice caps anywhere. That means no freezing North Pole and no icy South Pole like we have today. Instead, tropical and desert climates basically took over the entire globe. It was a steaming, tropical, super hot Earth everywhere you went. But as we know, the Earth doesn't stay the same forever. Its position changes, and so does its climate. So fast forward past the dinosaurs, and we hit the ice ages. Now this was a totally different mood. During these times, the Earth became absolutely freezing cold. Huge, heavy sheets of ice, called glaciers, arrived and covered massive parts of the land. If you hopped out of a time machine during an ice age, you would definitely need that puffy winter coat, for sure. So let's just do a quick recap of everything we uncovered about Earth's changing moods. Remember, the sun is that daily magician creating the weather we experience every single day by heating up the air. But it's the Earth's changing position over millions and millions of years that creates its long-term climate, taking us from that hot tropical dinosaur age all the way to those freezing ice ages. I want to leave you with one big, fascinating question to think about today. If the Earth has been much hotter in the past and much colder in the past, what do you think its next big climate mood is going to be? It is pretty wild to think about what our planet might look like way in the future. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today, fifth graders. Keep exploring, keep asking questions. And hey, if you loved learning about our world today, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and follow so we can jump into our next learning adventure together. See you next time.